Well, good morning, everybody. It is good to have you guys back with me, and welcome back to the channel, A Stable Life. Today, we're not going to be featuring anything about horses, but you guys asked for us to include some stuff that's going on in our private lives, and so we're doing firewood today. Today, we are splitting. The goal is over the weekend to get all of this wood that is sitting right here all split up. So get everything cut into the segments and lengths that we want for firewood, and then we're going to be splitting it all and stacking it in a new area that we will be storing all of our firewood. Now, something that's important to note, this is only our second year using firewood for heating our home. So it's not like we're seasoned pros at this. That being said, we have learned a lot from people around us, and heating with firewood is something that is jeepers. I mean, it's as old as heat. So it's very common in this area of Pennsylvania, and we're excited to be getting into it. And if you guys would like me to talk about what we enjoy about heating our house with firewood, I'd be happy to do so. This is pretty exciting. We got all different types of wood here, so I'm looking forward to it. But to start, we got to get everything set up, everything moving around. So let's do that first. Are you excited about finally getting started on splitting our wood for the winter?
Yeah, we need it.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So we're going to start. You guys remember this trailer? We picked this up off the property from our landlord. So got all this. This is all fallen trees that fell on our hay farm. This is the poplar. All the poplar that we got. And then some various mixes going through all here. This is all softwood. We're staying away from the softwood. We have it. We're going to use it quickly. And then we're going to get into more hardwoods. And then try to stay there. Well, I mentioned that this is our second year doing this, and this is our first time doing this, like, actually, you know. Last time around when we split firewood, what we had was, we actually got the same log splitter. This is a neighbor's, not the same neighbor that we borrowed the excavator and the hay grapple off of, completely separate neighbor altogether. We've got a lot of really great neighbors. That's how life is around here, before anyone's like, wow, you take advantage of your neighbors. No, that's not how it works. We're all neighbors. We all help and contribute to each other to help each other get through. It's kind of how it's supposed to be, you know? Anyway, we use this log splitter to split a bunch of firewood, and that's what we used to basically burn all of our fire supplies for last year. This year, since that's dwindled, now we're actually going to be splitting our firewood for actually heating our house. So this is technically our first year doing this. This is why I say actually. It's at this point that I would also like to give a special shout out and thank you to Iggy 2U2002. You sent us the newer Milwaukee M18 Forge series over the original high output batteries. I'm actually really excited to put this to the test and see how this is. We're going to be using this in the chainsaw today. I'm told the 8.0 new Forge batteries performs better than the 12 amp hour main battery. So I'm excited to see just how many cuts we can get out of a regular battery saw with this. It's gonna be exciting. So a major thank you to Iggy 2U2002. Really, that was exceptionally generous. That is so nice and thoughtful of you. Thank you so much. Dad went to the hardware store to pick up some supplies because we were kind of out of nails and other things, and we got to build the structure that we're actually putting the logs into. And I think this was what he was using as a guide, so we know exactly. Let me check. That's what I thought, but you know, you got to make sure. Oh, this is just fun. This is probably why Dad wanted me to go to the hardware store. he didn't want to miss out on all the fun. into the shins. Yeah, boy. Oh, perfect. Well, that's pretty awesome. It didn't cut the entire load, but from here back is what it cut. Did great. It cut literally identical to a gasoline powered chainsaw. And that's what I got left on the battery. A few more cuts left in her, but that's awesome. That's awesome. And you're back with your nails and ready to go, huh?
Yeah, not wasting time.
All right, I'm off to go get started splitting. Let's run the splitter. What, this log splitter's amazing. Oh my word, is it so cool. Things are going really well. We got one multi-lander load to split. And I'm starting to figure out things. Starting with, we got lots of like little stuff showing up. So set a little tub here so I don't have to keep cleaning it by hand. It'll just fall right in. I'm gonna use the bucket to hold all the extra stuff. And we got the lawnmower added into the group here. So we'll have two trailers being able to go back and forth. You might be thinking, why don't we just have this right here? That's true, we could have, but I didn't really want to have to unhook the box blade and move over with the truck and do more driving on the yard. And the rest of it is all over there anyway, so it makes sense to just get things ironed out and set the way we need it. Little update how things are going so far. What you're seeing back there is about one full multi-lander load of split lumber. We're working on the second one here. Just ran out, went through a full tank of fuel on the splitter. For this, we're using a 22-ton just generic log splitter. It's doing pretty good, honestly. It is. And Dad is working on making a structure to house the split wood so that it is out of the rain, making our wood so much better so it's not wet when we're putting it in. That's also why we're splitting it, is to help it dry down. We've also got the trailer fully unloaded. Woo! Yeah, that's exciting. So that means, I think next, what are we doing, poplar or the softwood?
So there's some pine that's already cut up there. We're gonna move that into that, and then
are we doing the poplar last? Is that the plan?
I'd kind of like to do the dry stuff first, so we're gonna move to the pine.
Okay.
And then poplar last.
Poplar last. Okay, that makes sense. Good deal. I think I'm gonna work on splitting this full trailer, and then we're gonna take a break for lunch. How you feeling so far?
I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty.
Yes, lunch is on the way. It is 1:10. This is how far we've gotten so far. This is multi-lander load numero tres. That's how we're kind of measuring things. Yeah. This is what we got so far split. I kind of love it. It's looking really good. And this is what he's got built so far. And this is not a permanent structure. So how are we planning on keeping this down if the wind, tries to get underneath it? Are you kind of like strapping it to the pallets and then the weight of the firewood kind of holds everything down kind of thing?
Yeah, it's going to be all kind of tied together.
Okay. Dad's done carpentry his entire life and he does a really good job. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this comes out. Let's give it the old shake test. For this thing not even being attached to the ground, that's not bad. It's not bad at all.
It's not nailed. That's not nailed.
It's like, oh, but yeah, this is looking pretty good. Log splitter's doing great. We're trucking on, we're doing good. We're doing really good. Show you guys a little bit of footage of Dad working. How about that? Well, we got lunch in the rear view. How was it, Pops?
Delicious.
It was Wendy's. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't even know where to go from that.
Things are going pretty good. I'm actually pretty happy with this. We were just talking about how we're pretty pleased with our setup. Things are looking pretty saucy. So saucy that it's time for a time lapse. Going to be what we've gotten accomplished so far day one. Don't worry guys though, this video is going to be both days together, so no worries there. You can see we got about half the structure taken care of. We've got the other half to do, and we also need to put the tarp on the top to act as a roof. I know that you can stack the wood with the bark facing up, and if you stack it right, you don't even need to put it under roof. That being said, we want to put it under roof because we know that we want to keep as much moisture off the pile as possible, so the wood burns as efficiently as possible. It's a whole thing, you know? This is what we got left over. We've got a little bit left of our softwood here, and then moving into our pine. This we're gonna burn tonight. What you see right there, that'll be that. Dad made this to hold, and this is an actual 2x4. This is mill cut wood. So it's not, you know, if you go into a hardware store and you get a 2x4, it's, what is it, 1.5 inches by 3 inch, 3.5? Yeah. So that's actually 2 inches by 4 inches.
How much are being gypped?
That's exactly right. So we've got a lot of smaller branches to do. By the way, the electric saw did awesome today with that battery and with all the other batteries that we have. It's probably going to be what's used to cut up all those little guys tomorrow too. So
it'll go through the poplar pretty good. Poplar's actually a softwood.
Yeah. It's like the softest of the hardwoods.
Yeah, and just so you, and I know there's some viewers that are probably like, why are you guys burning pine? It's the worst thing you could burn. It is. Pine is probably the worst thing you can burn because the sap and the soot, creosote builds up in the chimney. But we do a creosote log that burns the residue inside the liner, and then we have it cleaned once a year. So, to prevent chimney fires. So if you're burning pine, that's something you have to keep in mind, because a lot of chimney fires start because people burn pine and they don't clean out their chimneys, and it just builds up and it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and then poof, spontaneous combustion inside the attic. So it's just something to keep in mind if you do burn pine. Not recommended, but we do it because we cut down like 7 pine trees and I just can't let it go to waste. So.
Yes, that's why we have the pine in the first place. As mentioned, we kind of just started with this whole thing. So the wood that we got from our hay farm and the wood that we got here is the more of the type of wood we're planning on burning, which is the hardwoods. We're just getting rid of what we got, and that was because my dad, one of his many jobs, he's been like, what, 50 jobs over the years?
Something like that.
He likes to rotate around quite a lot when it comes to jobs.
Every 3 years. They switch jobs about every 3 years.
But one of the nice things about that is that he does have a lot of experience with different trades, one of them being cutting down trees, limbing trees, all that kind of stuff. Good deal, good deal.
I wanted to get a little bit of a build up, so I'm ready for splitting wood tomorrow morning.
My dad's gonna be gone for the morning. I'm perfectly capable of splitting wood or cutting the wood with the chainsaw, but if I have it all cut already for me, then I can just split and focus on that kind of more efficient by myself. So good deal, good deal. Everything's pretty much set, other than I'm gonna lower the tractor bucket just enough. Whew, that was close. I almost lost everything. All right, to the next day. Well, welcome back to another beautiful day. Day 2 of splitting wood. I don't know, what did I say? We have about 3 cords of wood? Yeah, I was completely wrong. We got 1.5 cords. Math. Anyway, this is looking pretty great. This is actually looking pretty awesome. I'm kind of just so thrilled to see this much wood just chilling here, you know? Like, look at that. That's so cool looking. And I didn't realize that I had started stacking them forward instead of backward. I'll have to kind of bring them back on the stacks up. But anyway, fun thing about today is simultaneously while I'm doing this, you got a lot of people doing a lot of things. So I'm gonna be splitting wood. Gavin is feeding horses today, and Megan is making cookie dough. My mom actually gets the day off, as does my dad. You'll see my dad later on because he's gonna be down here helping me with all this. Lots of stuff going on today. Anyways, let's let the engine warm up before I just immediately start putting her under load. Okay. It's kind of funny because stacking the firewood, you know, it's kind of like it takes the longest because, you know, I gotta pick it up by hand and walk it over. But it's also satisfying because, like, you're playing this, like, fun game of Tetris, you know? Rest that's in this wagon I gotta split yet. Good deal.
Now, I think it's time that we make some of this other stuff disappear.
I don't know what it is about working with wood, but this is so awesome. It's hard work. I mean, not as hard as it would be with an axe. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that, but it definitely does wear and tear on your body, especially if you do it all day. But it's very enjoyable. we've definitely made a lot of good headway. We went and had lunch, family lunch, which was really good. We're back at it now. I got to get right back to it. There's lots to do. Lots to do. As always, right? When isn't there lots to do? Another multi-lander load all split. Things are looking pretty good. We also have a helper here today. You guys spot him? There he is.
Hey!
It's Eric. Poor guy came of his own will, too.
Yeah. Teach him.
How's it look up there?
It's looking pretty good.
Looking pretty cool.
Looking pretty full indeed. Why don't you take him up on this load?
Oh, for sure. So right now, we finished this row. I think it looks pretty nice, in my opinion. But now we're starting on the second row, right over here.
Yeah. So that's about as high as they're gonna get. I mean, he's leveling them off. He's basically done with the back row. Am I right, Eric?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, he's got the back row done. And Dad is also back to work. He's now working on the sides here. And looks like we got the last of the softwood all cut. Am I right in that?
Yeah, all the pine's done.
All the softwood's cut. So that'll be what once we have what's there split, then we can finally move on to the poplar. And I am very, very excited about that. That's gonna be nice.
Only because pine is so hard to split.
It is. It is very stringy, and it is not fun. It is not fun at all.
Yeah.
All right, let's load up some trailers.
You know things are good when you got the lawnmower out doing stuff. That's when you know things are good. Fun fact for you guys, this wagon that I'm currently loading was the largest manure wagon that we had for like 8 years. When my YouTube videos first started, this is what we used for manure. Is that it, Eric?
Yeah.
All right, guys, that means we've officially filled half of our shed. All right, well, that's it. So we'll reposition everything and start filling this side. And then I figure what we could do is we could fill
one row instead of filling all 3 rows simultaneously, because then they kind of get in the way. You can fill 1 row all the way up and then keep going, do a ladder effect, however you want to do it, you know? That sound reasonable? How you doing up there?
Fantastic.
Good.
Let me give you guys an update how things are going. We just finished off another load. I'm thinking this is like the 7th or 8th multi-lander load. Look how good Eric stacked this.
Over here.
Oh, yeah, over there, over there.
You did such a good job here, buddy. Right up, and as you can see, Dad's got the roof on it. He's not done yet. He's gonna make it fancy. It's Dad. So of course he's gonna make it fancy. How do you feel?
Tired. Tireder.
Tireder. I'm as tireder and more tired as I am tired. This log splitter did pretty great. I think, well, what have we learned from borrowing the neighbors when it comes to us getting our own? What have you decided you want to get?
2 huge upgrades. First of all, 28, 33 ton. 22 tons just right there at the top. Be a little bit more power. Second, 4-way wedge. Single wedge ain't cutting it.
Yeah, 4-way wedge. If I could split wood with a 4-way wedge, 1 log would get split immediately per thing. Honestly, we'd probably be a lot further along in this.
And they make them now. You can just buy the 4-way wedge and it just slips right over top of the single.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Because when you're doing, you know, softwood, you need the single wedge because of how bad it is.
Yeah.
So.
But this is definitely this is great. The gas tank is like what? Not even a gallon. It's like a half a gallon.
Not even a half a gallon. Honestly, I'm telling you, the gas tank is the same size as a string trimmer. So technically, it's pretty efficient because it's able to do about 1 multi-lander load per tank, but you have to fill it up every single multi-lander load, you know. And that's a very scientific measurement, multi-lander load, you know.
So it sounds like we're all pretty exhausted and the sun's setting. So we're not dumb.
we're gonna stop here. We do have all the poplar to do yet.
Yeah.
But we're thinking, looking at all of this, that we've got about 3 cords of wood is about our measurements here. About 3 cords.
4 foot deep. It's 7 foot on the top, on the high end, and it's 6 foot on this end. It's 4 deep, and it's 12 and 12, so it's like a little over 24 feet in length. So by the time this whole thing is filled up, it'll be about 5 cords.
About 5 cords. We can fit 2.5 on each side, which is actually pretty good.
You know, this is our first full year kind of going through it and measuring it, but based on our measurements, we need between 3 to 5 cords of wood. I'm thinking we're not going to need as much as last year, because last year we did use mostly softwood. This year we're finishing off with that softwood, and then we'll finally be getting into the hardwoods. And then, you know, for years coming up in the future, it'll be just hardwoods, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is a nice mix of the two. For those of you who've actually been doing this for a long time and using wood burners, we're new to this, so we're just kind of figuring that out as we go. Softwood burns fast and it burns hot. Hardwood burns long, and depending on what kind of hardwood you use, depends on what kind of temperature. Yesterday we were burning oak, and it heated that room up to 82 degrees in like 2 hours. I mean, it was incredible.
It was incredible. I'm really looking forward to it being like 10 degrees outside and there's snow everywhere and it's freezing cold, and then coming in and then sitting in front of the fire and just thawing off.
We're going to end up being one of those people, you know, when you go out in the middle of the wintertime and it's like 10 degrees outside and you're freezing, and you walk up to the house and the door's wide open with the fireplace going, because that thing's cranking out so much heat that you just can't stand it, so the door has to stay open and allow the cold air to get in. I mean, we're going to be one of those families.
A quick story for you guys. I have a buddy up in New York State, and he heats his house with wood, and he's got a huge furnace that heats the water, that heats radiators, and he just fills that thing with hardwood, and he has it cranking, and the thermostat's broken. So it doesn't set temperature, it's just on or off. And so the thermostat is set at 82 degrees Fahrenheit. And so when I stayed over at his house, he said, if you get hot, just sleep with the window open. I'm like, it's 5 degrees outside. He's like, exactly. like, all right. So I thought this was kind of crazy. Yeah, I slept with the window open because there was so much heat coming out of those radiators that if I didn't, I would have died from the heat, because that was crazy.
I had a heat stroke at night.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that. Our game is efficiency here.
Now let me turn the tables a little bit and go back to my childhood. Okay, so
Oh dear.
growing up, our house was built in the late 1800s. It used to be a nursing center for tuberculosis center, and there was no heat upstairs, and it used to be just fireplace downstairs. That's how they heated the entire building. It was 2 stories. The way we grew up, since there was no heat upstairs, we would sleep. We'd have a coal stove downstairs, and we would put bricks on the coal stove, and we would heat up the bricks. And then when it was time for bed, we'd take a towel, drop the brick in the towel, wrap it up, go up, put it at the foot of our bed, and then we'd climb into bed and put our feet on the brick. And that's how we stayed warm at night.
Wow. You know what? Now we just have technology.
All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't,
Don't forget to hit that like button.
And make sure you're subscribed.
And as always,
we'll see you in the next one. Oh, you did it! You did it! All right, now for real this time.
Okay.
On 3. We'll see you in the next one.
Nice. That was good. That was good.